Alright.
Yo!
What's going on?
Welcome to another RWBY cast.
This is the
RWBY
fine-looking...
space cast.
No, this is the fine-looking twins talk about RWBY.
Yeah, again, this week we don't have Alberto, unfortunately, but he'll be back probably next week. Farewell.
Alberto, my friend. He committed Alberto-cide. Alright, let's get right into this.
This was some episode.
What an
Oh my god.
What an episode.
Literally so many more questions than answers.
I thought there were a lot of answers.
There were a lot of answers,
questions, too.
but there were even more questions.
This is true.
If you want to learn how to the twist, go to 123 ZC1's channel.
Yeah, actually it's unlisted, so you can't watch it.
Fuck. Anyway,
okay.
Welcome to the. Fuck, God, we gotta get talking. Okay. If we're not gonna be here forever, we gotta get jumping right in to our friendly neighborhood farmer little boy.
Yes,
kid
his name is
person.
Oscar. He's a name.
Oscar.
Oscar.
Okay, so it seemed like he looked in the mirror and he was not who he normally is.
Yeah.
So he looked in the mirror, it's like a body swap kind of situation. And he's like, what the fuck's going on? And then Ozpin seems like he tries to communicate with him somehow.
No,
I
don't think he
know what was going. I didn't fully understand the scene both times I watched it.
We will eventually learn what this means exactly, but it's either that's Ozpin reincarnated, right? Or because why would
it seems like Oscar was a person that is known, like his mom was calling him.
Yeah, what if Ozpin's power went into him, right? It got transferred because Ozpin's the wizard, right? And the wizard power gets transferred when he dies. So just like a maiden, it got transferred to some random kid because he wasn't.
Maybe, but how is the old Ozpin literally speaking to him?
He wasn't. The thing that he said was, "Hello, I'm Professor Ozpin." Which I think is a quote from earlier in the show, and it's not something that Ozpin would say to a random person.
Yeah, that's true. It seems like very out of character. It almost sounds like a recording.
Yeah,
kind of.
It did. I think it's from an earlier episode. I want to say.
So what do you think? He's just having random memories?
Yeah, I think I think the memories of Ozpin are getting to him. But also, who called him Oscar? Was it his mom?
Yes, I assume so.
It really could be anyone. Probably a parent.
I feel like this is one of those scenes that it's very hard to analyze because we don't have a lot of information.
A lot of the scenes in this episode, I think, are ones that we will keep coming back to for volumes to come.
This was a very big setup episode,
yes,
to the whole rest of the series. Really, it was crazy.
And then after that was the scene. It was probably one of my favorite scenes in the whole show. The Oobleck import and Taiyang.
Oh
scene.
yeah. That I was literally gonna say the same thing. It's just such a great scene. And I thought before that Yang's nightmare, I thought that was really well done.
Oh yeah.
It definitely had a similar. It wasn't spot on, but it definitely had a similar consistency and feeling to a legitimate nightmare, in a way, to where things just kind of jump around a little bit and they're
yeah,
and it's weird.
It was
the flow of time's off and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a really good scene, and obviously the scene after that was great. I loved it a lot.
I really love Port and Oobleck.
Me too.
And
the thing is, I was gonna say I thought we wouldn't see them again for a very long time.
Yeah.
I thought, and I'm happy they figured out a way to get them back in because those were two great characters that I thought we were not gonna get to see for a couple of volumes.
I mean, I'm glad that they're alive, which is cool.
I mean, I thought that.
I knew they were gonna be alive, but like I'm glad to actually see them on screen, alive.
Yeah.
And for it's like in comes Qrow wearing a skirt. I was just the TA. I didn't know what to do, so I left the room to laugh, which is so real.
Literally, like, it reminded me of the time in class. There was an FAU class where I was in the lecture hall, and I was like, I used to be when I was on Tumblr. I was scrolling down Tumblr, and I saw a picture. I don't remember what it was, but it made me laugh so hard that I literally got up and left the room to laugh outside.
I remember that. That was a good story.
It just made me think of that.
I love the idea of Port being a TA. That's hilarious.
Yeah, because he seems like an old professor there, but like
at one point he was a TA.
Mm-hmm. And I love that Tai Yang is literally just Bernie Burns.
Yes. Hi, I'm Bernie Burns. Hi, I'm Tai Yang Xiaolong.
Oh yeah, and there was that scene there for a second. I thought like Tai Yang was just a huge dick. Like when everyone like froze, I thought the exact same reaction, like holy shit. And then you have like, oh, that's just how they talk to each other.
Yeah.
I love that they have like that dynamic where they don't just like bash each other.
That was nice.
It's great.
I think we saw. Did we see Port's eyes for the first time in this episode?
I don't remember.
When when he puts his leg up on the table and then he falls over, he opens up his eyes.
Oh, what do they look like?
They look like eyes.
I didn't even remember. I didn't even like.
I noticed that this time through.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
yeah. I really like that whole dynamic about how like Oobleck and Port were probably like TAs during Team Stark's time at Beacon. And I love the dynamic that I love the dynamic that it's like they kind of still hang out. You know what I mean? Like they still come over every once in a while.
Yeah. That would make them like a little bit older than them, but still like around the same age.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess like
because TAs are just grad students generally.
Yeah, so I'm gonna guess like
4 years older.
Yeah, 4 or 5, 6ish.
Yeah, because he said Tai Yang said that they were practicing landing strategies, which is the part where they. That's like early on, right?
That's when they launched him into the forest.
Yeah.
Right?
So that was like their first day.
And he was saying how what's his name? Qrow had never worn a uniform before, so it was definitely very early on.
Oh yeah.
Into their time at the school.
But I wonder how they convinced him to put on a kilt or put on the skirt. Like they knew him well enough to do that, even though they never put on the uniforms, and then they all got on a team together.
I don't know.
Or at least the three of them got on a team together. I don't know if Summer was involved. They didn't say.
Yeah, that's true.
There was one thing I wanted to talk about in this scene.
What is it? Something
that Oobleck said. Where he goes like, the Brandwin twins have always been interesting to say the least. That didn't seem to stop young Ty.
Oh.
And then he's like, whoa, okay, my daughter's in the room.
So has Tai Yang engaged with every single member of Team Stark?
I mean, I think they were specifically talking about Raven, but there's a possibility. I love
that possibility.
We know for sure that 2 out of 3, but he could have gone for the 3-peat. This is true.
God damn it.
He did say the Brandwin twins too, so I don't know what to believe now.
Oh my god. But yeah.
Oh yeah, they're twins. They're not brother and sister. They're not just brother and sister.
They're twins.
Yeah.
But I guess to finish, I think we should just finish off Yang's storyline here, so we can just go spend the rest of the time talking about the obvious elephant in the room of this episode. But so Yang finally puts the arm on.
I would like to say one thing about the arm. In an earlier podcast, we brought up like how was it delivered there? If they are not letting things be shipped that aren't for the relief. But apparently, Ironwood just paid out the ass.
So he really likes Yang. He probably realized he was like, because he probably feels, I assume what happened was that he feels super guilty because after the whole event he realized that Yang literally did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Like, remember how he was, like, being a dick to her? No, he was being nice, but you know what I mean? Like, after
he was kind of just doing what he had to do.
Yeah, but, like, he disqualified her from after the tournament, but then probably after the whole thing, the whole battle, he realized, like, obviously it was a trick, and obviously she did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
And that should be paid back. And she fought so well in the battle that naturally it's, like, what he owes her.
I didn't think about it like that, but that is totally true. Yeah, he probably feels bad that he had to disqualify her. And I feel like he might have some empathy because he has had probably the same thing happen to him, right? Half of his body is metal, not just one forearm.
I love how literally every female that watches this show finds Ironwood like the sexiest man alive.
Well, he is.
Have you seen like all the memes?
I have not.
Oh my
but like
God.
Cyborg Man with a metal band-aid.
So what is the actual? So I assume the iron wood is a thing. Like he actually has iron wood.
Yeah, wait, what do you mean iron wood?
Like his wood is made of iron.
Well, I mean, they did replace like half of his body down the middle, so it's like half iron. One ball is iron.
Riveting RWBY analysis. This is what you come to this channel for. Does Ironwood have ironwood?
Does ironwood is ironwood?
So yeah, I wasn't expecting her to put on the arm this soon.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of glad that it happened. I'm glad that it wasn't like super drawn out and dramatic.
Mm-hmm.
Right? She's just
we knew
like
she was gonna put it on eventually.
Yeah.
Either that, or if she was gonna be like, I don't need the arm to be cool.
She just kind of had to be told like you lose some things, and it like to be okay with that, you have to also be okay with gaining some things. Mm-hmm. Right? Which is pretty much what Taeyang told her. And then she's like, well, I lost my arm, but there's nothing stopping me from, putting on a metal one.
I could still be a badass.
Yeah.
And she puts on the metal arm, and she's ready to train with Sean Chatfield.
Yes, and the episode ends.
Gotta be a dad. Taeyang Xiaolong.
I am Taeyang Xiaolong.
That's not the fucking voice. Okay.
See, now I have a Bernie Burns signature on my RWBY poster. Now it's okay. Now it makes sense.
And now that literally less than a quarter of my list is done, we can finally get in. My main notes is done. We can finally get into the meat of the episode. And
the insane.
this scene really started with RWBY and the gang.
Yeah, but they weren't.
Believe it or not, has other than Weiss probably has become, with least expectedly, the story arc I am least interested in.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah. Like I'm like, oh, they're just gonna go to villages and help people. Obviously, their story's gonna get intertwined with like Qrow's story and all those people, like eventually in the volume. But like,
do you think Taeyang and Yang will go off to find them eventually?
I could see that once she's ready to like go. I could see them like going after them.
Yeah, I don't see.
I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, Taeyang was like, well, I have something to look after, but to me, it seemed like, like once Yang is better.
Does Taeyang know that Qrow is like following them?
He does, yeah. He has to.
Okay. So I have a feeling what's gonna happen is like he's gonna help Yang get there, and then he's gonna be like, okay, I'm going home now. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like I don't think he'll stay with them because that'll be a little weird. Like a bunch of kids like Taeyang, Xiaolong, or maybe he'll go with Qrow.
Yeah, he'll probably meet up with Qrow.
Yeah,
his old teammate.
And but yeah, I love that Qrow is killing all the Grimm for them.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, it's blind luck.
See more Grimm.
Wait,
what'd you say?
Yeah, they just think it's blind luck, and
It's literally just Qrow is like probably like every 5 minutes having to kill a Grimm.
In that panning shot, when it's panning up the side of the cliff, like getting ready to show that, I was like, I said out loud, I was like, it's Grimm. It's Grimm. Oh no, wait, it's Qrow. It's Qrow. And then it goes up and there's a Grimm. I'm like, oh wait, I was right. It was Grimm. I was right the first time. It's Grimm. And then it pans up to Qrow stabbing him. I'm like, oh wait, no, I was right both times. It's both.
Yeah, I love the idea that he's literally probably like every 5 minutes having to kill another Grimm. And they're like, oh, I guess we don't have any Grimm.
Yeah, he only killed
I
four though.
I thought that was a lot funnier than it should have been.
Hold on, I wanna pull up the intro, because is that the scene where Qrow?
By the way, I watched the intro again and I noticed Raven's in like a lot more of the intro.
She is?
Like she flies across a lot of shots.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, like towards the end. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, I didn't even notice that until the 4th episode.
Yeah, we were definitely correct about. Oh yeah, she does. She flies straight through the group
like
pose
a lot
scene.
Of shots. Yeah.
And then she flies as the transition between scenes after the group shot. That's crazy.
Yeah.
We were totally correct about Qrow noticing Raven, and then it was Raven.
Yeah, he knows she's been following them.
Yeah.
He knows. He's like, oh, what did he say again?
At what part?
He says something right when she flies by.
I
don't remember.
I don't remember, but
Yeah, but fucking Raven. That's literally the bullet point I have that leads to a series of other bullet points.
Yes. It's just a fucking Raven on there.
Yeah, so she is not a double agent for Ozpin.
Definitely
confirmed.
not. Well, wait.
Nah.
We don't. Well.
I don't think she is. I feel like Qrow would know at that point.
She's
if she was.
definitely against Salem, but not for Ozpin.
So, I think I'm just going to go through what I gathered from this whole conversation, is that Raven and Qrow grew up in the group of, like, bandits that destroyed the village.
Yeah, the ones that destroyed the previous
the village, and they're probably the ones that destroyed Ren and Nora's village, too.
Oh, shit, you're right.
And while Qrow was able to realize that how bad they were and was able to move on, Raven could never truly move on from the group, and she came back and eventually rose to the leader. But they also have something on their side, apparently, that's like really powerful, and they said not Grimm and not her.
Yes.
So I don't know what that means. I feel like it's definitely something we can't really figure out yet.
So that covers like most of my notes too. But
Oh wait, one more thing. I'm thinking maybe Neo might be part of that tribe because they had the same necklace she had the same necklace as Raven.
That would be interesting. One other person has that. Coco has a necklace too.
Oh yeah, so I don't know then. Maybe it's just like a common necklace. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just like a beaded thing. But so I want to talk about okay, first off, do you think those those two like guys in red, the Faunus in red in the intro?
Yeah.
Do you think those are part of Shion?
Well, wasn't Shion the village that the group destroyed?
No. Was it?
I thought Shion was the village.
I thought Shion was the name of the tribe. Was what Raven
and
said.
the tribe, is there no there's no wiki page for it yet.
I'm just gonna figure out right quick, but you continue.
Okay. So obviously this group is sort of competing with Salem's group to get this relic thing.
Yes.
And she obviously wants the relic for herself too. And I don't like this group doesn't seem like it's aligned with either of the other. I feel like it's definitely a third party in the story that we're first starting to get introduced to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like there's like a three-way conflict at this point, I'm thinking.
I think there's going to be a lot more than 3 groups that
yeah.
Because like in real life there's not just 2 groups opposing each other. There's a lot.
And I don't know why, I just got this gut feeling and I feel like I'm on to something. and I may be right, I may be wrong by the end of the series. I just got this gut feeling from this conversation. I'm starting to think that Salem is not the big bad.
What do you think?
I think there might be someone above Salem.
Salem is like literally the leader of the Grimm, like.
But I just don't know. I feel like I just have this. I could be wrong. Obviously, I could be very wrong. But I just have this gut feeling because like we're still pretty early on into the show. It seems like, and they're just throwing around Salem and showing a shit ton of Salem, like it's nothing.
You're right
at this point. And I don't know, like, obviously I may be wrong. She might be doing a villain, and that's fine. But like, I'm just gonna have this gut feeling that someone's above her, and that's, I don't know. That's a takeaway I got.
That
from
would
this
make
conversation.
sense.
And
hold on, I'm figuring out the Shion thing.
I think it was episode 2, right?
No, they say it in their conversation. Oh no, yeah, Shion's the village.
Yeah, so we don't know the name of the group.
Yeah.
But I feel like
they're
their
just
symbol,
the bandits.
the group symbol is the symbol that Nora and Ren saw.
Yeah. And
so there's some sort of,
if they all dress up in like those red robes, like Raven does, then I think there is a chance that the people in the intro are part of the bandits.
Okay. It's a fair assessment.
I also so like they had to leave the tribe together at some point to go to Beacon, and then after they graduated, Qrow stayed, and Raven went back. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if Raven even graduated.
I don't know. It's true. I wonder if she kind of left beforehand.
It would also definitely explain like why why the professors or the TAs thought they were weird.
No, she left after they had Yang.
Yeah.
So she had to have graduated.
Well, we don't know. We don't know.
Oh yeah, it could have been like, but how young would they have had to have been? They seem a little bit older.
Considering he went for the Branwyn twins while they were still on a team. We don't know. Like, I mean, they don't seem that old.
I don't know. I don't know. I still feel like though, like that Team Stark was like the team that Ozpin wanted to initially beat Salem.
That would,
you know what I mean? Like,
that would.
I feel like that's the like pretty like, I don't know. I've seen a lot of like people talking about that. Like Team Stark was the team that Ozpin like realized, and I feel like a lot of people are thinking that Team RWBY's the next team. Like, that Ozpin realized, okay, maybe I messed up with Team Stark. But Team RWBY's going to be the one. But I don't know.
I would like to point out that Raven is aware of the maidens. Because she asked about it. Or, no, was it Qrow asked about it and she knew what he was talking about. So she's definitely aware of the maidens.
She probably knows from, like, I assume she knows from their time. Like, she probably was part of like the group that's helping Ozpin for a period of time.
Yeah, I think,
even if it wasn't that exactly the way I said it.
Like, yeah. So Qrow knows, Raven knows, Taiyang probably knows, considering he knows the Silver-Eyed thing, and Summer probably knows because she was probably a maiden, or she just knew through them being on a team.
Yeah.
So I think that is like very plausible proof that they were enlisted to help Ozpin.
Yeah, and if I do not get the Spring Maiden, I will die.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Like, pretty much they need the Spring Maiden or they're all gonna die. Is that just a thing that applies to all the maidens? Like, they need to make sure the maidens are safe? Because if they get into the wrong hands, they're going to die? Or is it like a more specific thing that they need the Spring Maiden for?
Okay, so what did Qrow say? Qrow said, like, we're going to die, and then Raven said, which we?
Yeah. But because he did the which we thing before.
Yeah.
So she's like throwing it back at him.
Yeah. So I think the we thing being thrown around shows that like they are definitely not of one allegiance.
On the same side. Like, I assume Raven's with allegiance to that tribe, and he's with allegiance to, like, Team Ozpin, kind of.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, like, civilization versus, like, bandits.
Yeah, in a way it is, yeah.
And,
but I feel like we definitely... I feel like definitely now, though, that I just thought of this, even though it's not part of this episode... There's no way that kid can be the farm kid can be the spring baby.
I think it's a dude, because his name's Oscar.
And he has a man's voice.
Yeah. And, so, like, probably Ozpin.
Yeah, and he's on the farm where the cabin was, where the wizard lived. So, like...
That, yeah... I'm pretty sure that is the wizard's house.
I wonder if it's, like, one of Ozpin's, like Ozpin's an ancestor to this person. I wonder if it's, like, down his lineage or something, and he's, like, transferring on his powers to his, like, great-great-grandson or something like that.
I really hope we get the answer to this soon, because I am really, really interested.
That's probably the story I'm most interested in right now, like, out of all the arcs. I think that's the one that's, like, really, like, I'm like, what is going on? Because I have, like, as much as I can speculate, I guess, we really have no idea.
Yeah, it's really nice to not know something again.
Yeah, and I'm so happy that, like, we finally got a little bit of Raven. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
it's been, like...
Like, it's been, like, building up for, like...
a volume and a half, pretty much.
Yeah, like, the end of Volume 2... They did the after credit scene. Like, obviously, in No Breaks in Volume 2, Raven comes and saves Yang. That one time that she was willing to save Yang.
And then zero mention throughout all of Volume 3.
Yeah, and they did that after credit scene that seemed like her, and she like, came to Yang to talk to her. But obviously that didn't actually happen.
You know, have we seen any other character having dreams other than Yang?
RWBY.
When?
She had the dreams about Pyrrha's voice and shit.
Yeah, you're right. That was recent.
But, like, do you think Yang has, like, prophetic dreams or something?
That would be interesting.
I don't know, but it was, like, it was weird, like, because she was there. They were at Beacon. And she had both of her arms. And it was like, we have a lot to talk about. But that never happened, because we would know if it happened in between Volumes 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
So, I wonder, and I hate to, like, sort of go, like, kind of, like, jab at the writers. I wonder if they were, like, going to do something in Volume 3 that they couldn't really end up fitting in and just kind of scrap that teaser, like, what that teaser was building up to.
That would be, I mean... I think that makes sense.
Yeah, like they were going to have her come in Volume 3 or something, and they sort of changed. Like, initially, like, they changed a lot, because initially there was going to be Volume 1, and then Volume 1 was going to be what Volume 1 and Volume 2 had, and then Volume 2 would be Volume 3. And then Volume 3 would be what Volume 4 is now. That's initially what they were going to do. But then they realized they needed, like, another volume to develop the characters and sort of, like, before going into all the chaos, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which definitely makes sense. I definitely, like, we needed Volume 2 in there. Like,
yeah. I'm gonna agree. Like, two volumes of exposition. Like, 2.5 volumes.
You see, it's weird, because I know I'm watching RWBY, but it just doesn't feel like the same
It
show.
doesn't. It really doesn't.
It feels more like it feels more like I'm watching, like, Avatar or something like that than I'm watching... But, like, no, not even that. It just feels different. Like, it's still great. I'm not saying it's bad at all. It's amazing. It's, like, 10 out of 10. But, like, it's weird because, like, it doesn't feel like I'm watching the same show as Volume 1, 2, and maybe even Volume 3.
I definitely agree. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, and I think I'll eventually get used to it.
I think it's a good thing.
But, like,
I think it's like taking us out of our comfort zone, and obviously this was like Monty's vision. This is where the show was obviously gonna go. Like,
You know, it kind of feels like I'm looking at like like clones of all the characters, if that makes sense, because they all look different.
I sort of get what you're saying.
I feel like they should have eased into the transition a little bit more, like kept their old outfits or something, or not done the transition like in such a drastic change in tone, so that there was a period of like adaptation to be like, oh yeah, these are the same characters, so I can mentally associate them. But like we had a time skip.
It's definitely weird, like seeing like, oh, this Yang is the Yang that like said, oh, I always start my semesters off with the Yang.
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't feel like the same character, and I think that applies to like all the characters. Like it doesn't feel like they have their same like personalities and traits, but
it feels like someone made a clone of
weird.
them, and we're seeing the clone like interact.
Yeah, but like I'm not saying it's a bad thing though. This is definitely like the best episode.
I'm pretty sure this feeling's going to wear off.
It is gonna wear off. Like at some point, it's gonna be like, oh yeah, we're watching RWBY.
When we're
watching what?
You know, when we're watching Volume 8, we're gonna be like, how did we even how do we even empathize with these characters when they looked like that in volumes 1 through 3?
I can't wait till like I feel like it will be really interesting if we do like a thing like we did last summer. Like last summer we did Let's Watch RWBY, where we watched all the volumes. Imagine watching volumes 1 through 4. Like, it'll be weird.
Yeah, it'll be really weird.
Like watching Blake on the docks going, brothers at the white.
Brothers at the white. That would, you know,
like
that would actually take a really fucking long time, because each volume gets like progressively longer.
Yeah, I feel like every episode of this volume is 15 to 20 minutes.
Like,
wasn't there like some episodes in volume 1 that were like 4 minutes?
Yeah. Like all like the first couple are like the 2-parters.
But now it's like a full like anime kind of.
Yeah, they don't even do 2-parters anymore, really.
Oh yeah, that's true. I feel like every episode though is a 2-parter.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
Every episode it's a 12-parter.
How long do you think like the whole show is gonna be after this volume?
See, when I was watching early volume 3, I said 5 volumes, but I'm gonna aim. I feel like 12 is a nice solid.
Yeah, I've been saying 12 for a while. I think they'll separate them into 4 seasons: winter, spring, summer, fall.
That makes sense. Yeah, like that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's gonna be like I feel like this is so fall.
The first,
because it's the fall of Beacon. Spring, because it's like the characters rising back up. Then I'm gonna guess, I don't know, maybe winter and summer. I don't know. Summer, winter.
I think this would be winter right now, since the first 3 would be fall, obviously.
Yeah.
Because they dealt with the Autumn Maiden, and and like Beacon fell. It really makes sense for those first 3 volumes to be grouped together as fall, and then this one would be logically next would be winter.
Okay. And then spring and summer.
Yeah, I guess summer would be the end where things get better.
Yeah.
Right. Like this is the part where things have already gotten bad, but they're just going to get even colder. And then eventually,
it
stuff's
seems like things are
going
to get worse from here on out. Like, I feel like the closer. I feel like every arc is sort of like. I feel like all the arcs are eventually going to converge. I don't know if by the end of the volume. Maybe by the end of this season.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna make the prediction right now. If my notion of this season thing is correct, and this season ends with volume 6, at the end of volume 6, things are going to be so much worse than they were at the end of volume 3.
I'm thinking it's gonna it's weird because if you've seen Empire Strikes Back, it ends with the heroes losing. and the villain's winning, and one of the main characters not necessarily dying, but like sort of like pretty much dead in their eyes.
Okay.
So it's like, but the last shot of the movie is them looking out of the window in the galaxy, and it's like sort of symbolic that there's still hope, and they're still gonna win one day, and they're still gonna come back. And I feel like that's how this season's gonna end, I guess. Like, Salem's probably gonna win. Bad shit's gonna happen, but there's still gonna be hope.
I think in the spirit
but
of...
I feel like that's almost how Volume 3 ended.
I think, yeah, that's true for fall, but I think in the spirit of winter, stuff is going to be hopeless, right? It's gonna be cold. It's gonna be snowy.
Yeah.
It's gonna be miserable.
But I feel like what's gonna happen is that I don't see them getting all back together by the end of the volume. But I could see the team getting back together by the end of the season. Like,
I think probably.
I feel like it would be way too fast because like Blake is not even with her family yet. Yang is just starting to train. Weiss has not even begun to consider leaving yet.
I think the reunions will probably start this season and conclude next season, or maybe 2 seasons. No, two volumes.
The only one I can possibly I could see being reunited this season is Yang with the rest of the group.
Yang and RWBY.
I could see that by the end of the volume. Volume, yeah. But or maybe Weiss. But like, I don't know. I don't see how Blake can get there that fast if her like arc is just starting. Because think about it, we're a quarter of the way done of the volume. Like,
oh no.
Like, think about it. Like, the volume is 25%.
Although, like, when I think back...
How much more... Like, if they're going at this pace, they can't possibly all reunite by the end of the movie.
When I think back to Volume 3, and I think to 4 episodes in, I think, like, wow, that volume ended a totally different show than it was 4 episodes in. There was so much stuff there. And considering...
think about it. Like, wasn't episode 4, like, the battle with Qrow, Yata... I mean, not Qrow, right? Yatsuhashi, Coco. Yeah, Coco. Like, God, it was just like it was still like a fun like action show, and now it's like this deep fucking thing that literally makes my like chest feel weird when I watch it.
Oh man, I love this show.
Best show ever.
RWBY.
I never did my part for that. I apologize. I will.
It's okay. I'm pretty busy on videos anyway.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to talk about? I'm seeing if I left anything out.
Any more?
Do you have any idea what the relic could be?
I imagine it as a long boy.
Oh my God.
What?
You still never explained that to me.
Long boy. Did you not Google it?
I did.
Literally, the whole joke
I'll Google it right now.
Yeah. All right. You send a picture of an orange cylinder, and you say, "Haha, long boy."
Long boy, know your meme. Okay.
This is what the relic is. This is. It's an orange cylinder. It's the long. Everyone just wants a long boy. Like, that's what Salem's ultimate goal is. She just wants the long boy. Are you going to read out Know Your Meme? Are you going to read out the Know Your Meme for the viewers?
Should I?
Yeah, go ahead. No one's listening.
Okay. Haha, long boy refers to an instant message containing a clip art of an orange-colored cylinder that was sent by an anonymous Facebook user to the administrators of the Facebook group Special Meme Fresh in late February 2016. Shortly after receiving the message, the group posted a screenshot of the bizarre exchange to its blog on Tumblr, spawning a series of Photoshop parodies and other forms of shitposts on the microblogging platform. Haha, long boy. What?
It's so post-ironic. I love it.
When it falls. Good night.
Good night.